Welcome back, viewers. It's James Kalm, the guy on the bike. We're going to do a rough cut walkthrough today with Vilaykorn Sayaphet. Is that the way it's pronounced?
Okay. Vilaykorn Sayaphet. Yep.
Vilaykorn Sayaphet here at English Kills. And we're going to take a look at Vilaykorn's exhibition of paintings. Now, what's the title?
The title is Latmanham and Thongsy.
And give us a quick translation.
The title is my parents' name, just to give homage to, the parents that brought me to America and to the United States.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your paintings. This is a little figurative painting, but we're going to take a quick run through.
This, the title of this piece is Interpretation of My Mother, and it's really about just, I guess, really loving her and giving her respect, and so I show a little more detail. And
you've got some collage elements in there that you've stuck in there?
It started out as a collage at first, and then became like a painting.
Let's move over to some of the landscapes. Now, I noticed that basically that's what you've got, is you've got some kind of simple figure things, and then the landscapes. But I think that one of the things that I enjoy about the work is that you've got a lot of kind of glazing and various surface treatments on here. You want to talk a little bit about some of that?
I do. It's
let's move on down to this other one here and take a look at this too.
It's really the I think it's called, it's not linseed oil, but it's stand oil.
Stand oil.
Yeah, it makes the oil like last a little bit longer and more runny. So
and shinier.
Yeah, shinier. So I apply it on the wood, and so.
And all of these are on wood panels. Is there some reason that you prefer wood to canvas, and or is it a matter of economics, or?
Both. I think I just found it. I just kind of found it, and it exists in my room, or in my apartment, or in a friend's place. And I see something that's very attractive and that draws it to me. And now,
say something like this. Do you do this just from imagination, or do you see things that inspire you and you kind of remember them? And
yeah, I paint from memory. That's really important, memory and experience. So these are not really a place in real life, but it draws from my memory of a place in real life that I've been to. That I see in like magazines or watch movies.
Let me ask you about your studies. Where did you study at? Who do you look at? What kind of painting do you like?
I study in the University of Greensboro, North Carolina. That's where I got my my degrees from. But I also look at everything.
Now I look at something like this, and I also get the feeling that there's almost a little bit of surrealism in there.
Yeah, this
kind of see a little skull there, and
I believe this one's titled like Farm, a road, country road, North Carolina to Laos. It was only after the fact that I made that connection to it. So I believe there's something like in the back of my head that made those connections. Sometimes I just kind of paint without any directions and just go with it. And then the editing and then the overlapping. So nothing's really said and done until I guess a week before the show. Let's go in the other gallery. Okay. We'll just take kind of a quick run through here. Okay, this is the largest piece in the show, is it not? It is. This is one of the earlier work, it has a lot of collage element to it.
So you've got stretcher bars, and then you've just screwed on a piece of masonite over the top of that, and then you've got collage. And
it was just an easy quick fix because before the masonite was on, the stretcher bar was flopping too much, so I wanted more control and steady, so I screw it on, and then it just kind of works, and without framing it or making it better, smoother.
And you've left a lot of the masonite as raw, and it gives it a nice kind of a tone. Actually, you've got kind of, I guess what I would call is an abject sense. You know, you were talking about using, I guess a lot of these are found wood panels, right?
Yeah, it is, yes. And
so there's a kind of ruggedness that I think your painting technique really adds to. This is nice. You kind of have an analogous, the paint drips kind of look like rain coming down, and so that almost gives it a sense of a landscape in a rainstorm or something.
Yeah, there was a point where like these work kind of happened fairly quickly. Like I think each one was maybe like 4 or 5 hours where it felt right, and so I just went with it, and it could have been done in one weekend, I believe. But that's
are these all basically versions? Seems like they're close to the same landscape.
Yeah.
Slightly various different techniques.
So this piece here is close to the end, and I wanted to explore and maybe lead this into maybe like the future work. It's more like storytelling overall.
Actually, I like that with the raw wood.
Mm-hmm. And this piece is nude on a swing. And this is also maybe the third to the last too, that I really want to push the abstraction, and because the other works would make sense, and then these the two that you just saw was more like just pure color and lines and stuff.
And this was on a thick stretcher. I was actually looking at this and thinking that it kind of reminded me of a map of Africa.
Yeah.
And then I was looking closely, and I see you've got some collage elements in there. Now, how long do you work on something like this?
Oh, nothing ever finished until it actually get destroyed completely, or get renewed, or it gets taken by a friend, or somebody buys it.
So they just kick around the studio, and you keep...
They kick around, yeah, they turn sideways.
Keeping working on them, and...
But the one thing they don't do is turn upside down when I work on them.
Okay.
I keep them upright all the time.
There's a couple of smaller pieces I noticed where it's more or less straight ahead abstraction, at least. Well, this is kind of a abstract landscape, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, all of this is oil on panel, is that correct?
Yes, these were collages where, like, at some point
And those are about, what, 10-inch squares, something like that?
Yep. I destroyed the other works and then took apart and then add on to it. So it creates like collagey and somewhat something that can't be explained. And
We've got a little wicker basket weave thing here in the corner.
That's the rice basket.
A rice basket.
That I cut out. A sticky rice basket. To keep it warm and moist. Because sticky rice is if you keep it contained, then it gets gooey and mushy. So you want air to get in there. At the same time, like you want the warmth to be in there too. But the first painting I ever saw, like in my life, was not in my life, but at 14 when I saw Starry Night. And
that's what I was thinking. This is titled Van Gogh Blue or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so that blue definitely hit my eyeball when I walked in here.
This painting was very conscious. Like I was really going after Van Gogh.
How about the scale? Most of these pieces are fairly small. Do you have a particular feel about scale? Do you like things that are small enough that you can hold them like a book or something like that?
Yeah, I like the scale is very intimate, but I think once you look at the work really travels and spreads out like into a landscape.
Okay, so this is the last piece. We'll wrap up looking at this.
So this piece is 18 hours straight, and it's really about like, it just kind of happened.
Is that fluorescent red that you've got in there, or some other kind of mix?
Fluorescent red. This piece is the 9th or the 10th hour, like I totally fell, and then something emerged, and then a friend came to visit, and then I just kept going and pushed it. And the last 3 hours where I got on a roll and just went with it.
Well, one of the nice things about using the wood panel is that you can actually carve into the surface, which I see that you've done here, and you know, you've got a very good sense of surface and doing those kind of things. So maybe in that way, the wood panels does give you another kind of a dimension that you can work in.
I think so. I mean, I like panels. I like plywood better than canvas.
Okay, Vilaykorn. What's the name of the show again?
The name of the show is Latmanham, Kalm, and Thongsy. It's homage to my mother.
Okay.
And my mother and father. So it's an English show.
Okay, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here at English Kills. And as always, thank you, Kate. Thanks, Coyote and Crow.